the interface went wrong. Well, it didn't go wrong. There's a few buttons were pressed on it while the session was going on here, and it wasn't recording people through the mic. It was recording the beat through the interface for some reason.
Yeah.
I called Joe, and Joe was like, "Yeah, just ask ChatGPT. We'll show everybody the interface." And I was like, "Bro, see how these Gen Z man." First thing they think in their head is just ChatGPT. I said,
Hey, don't do that because I'm not Gen Z. I'm a millennial. I'm a millennial.
I said, come out from it. I'm gonna press buttons.
Well done, John.
No. Now I know how to use it.
That you've got.
No.
Don't be one of these old men. We've got these
Bro, how is that old men?
When the phones came about, what was we doing?
How is that old men? How is that old men?
Let me land.
Me pressing buttons on the interface that's in front of me that the AI don't even know what interface it is, and I pressed the button and it went wrong in the first place. How dare I go find an AI to fix my own problems that I caused myself? No, figure out your damn self. Figure out your damn self.
Yes, figure out yourself.
Did you figure it out?
Use your brain.
Within 3 minutes, I didn't download ChatGPT and then type in things on ChatGPT.
Hold on. Do you use Google?
Yes, I do.
You're not taking this serious.
It's too funny, man. I'm like, nah, I've never known a child to so like. I've always, like growing up, you always told about these kids that like really believe in Santa. I've never met one of those children, and after growing up, I always like, I really want to meet one of those kids. I remember like the
I don't
teenage.
think you get like that though. Your parents must like reinforce it onto you like a madness.
Yeah, but I see like certain families, they do like the whole elves and all the rest of it, and they'll like do pranks on you and put the elf next to you and all the rest of it. So like you then believe that the elf did it to you, because like all of this.
But how old do you actually have to be to still
4, 5, 6.
Oh, you gotta be
7,
young.
8,
But I didn't know that elf thing was a actual thing until I've seen it recently. You know, on social media and stuff like that. Yeah, I didn't know people were doing stuff like that.
I found that was a thing when I went to Essex, and like they was all doing it to their kids, and I was like, raw, you lot actually like.
Yeah, they really love
full pranks on your.
White people really do
festivity.
love Christmas.
Yeah.
That festivity, isn't it?
Yeah.
White
Just
people
those
love
little-
Christmas.
Yeah.
Working in retail.
You
when
clock it.
No, bro. It's the countdown for when the Christmas music starts, bro. That's outrageous. I hate Christmas music as that. Where you counting down to when it starts? Like September is a good month to start Christmas.
What? September?
September's
Christmas.
early.
September.
But I know in the Philippines
retail
they love it, don't they? In the Philippines, they start Christmas early, don't they? They start Christmas early in the Philippines from September, don't they? Yeah, so same thing.
They started when's early?
September.
September.
September's when they start,
I
yeah.
thought you said-
That's when the decorations and everything go up.
Yeah, like Christmas and
Ah, man, I'm not dealing with that.
So it's September.
Get them through the winter, that's all it is, isn't it? There's nothing in the winter, it's cold, dry, dreary. Well, not in the Philippines, it's always live there. Over here, it's cold, dry, dreary.
It's cold, dry,
it's
dreary
like
in the summer.
I swear, I
True.
thought like
Until this summer, though.
in the Philippines, I swear
This
like,
summer's gonna be
December time,
lit.
That's when it's hot.
Oh, I thought you had some conspiracy there. You're gonna just tell me.
Was it not?
I thought you were gonna come out with like, oh yeah, the moon's aligning with the. Man knows it's coming. This one's.
The butterfly flew past.
Yeah, it flapped the wings on that side there.
But like it's hot, yeah. Oh,
That's it.
fair enough.
Oh, you let me down, Darky.
No,
I had me
no,
gaps
it's
there. I was
alright.
thinking, yeah, God, Darky's about to come with a hypothesis of why it's gonna be a hot summer.
No,
He just let me down.
That's
Oh, well.
all hopes.
I mean,
all hopes. You can never
there is a
tell.
return coming, but
Yeah, the return of the UCS pod. We're back. Nice segue. You guessed.
Yeah.
I've been recording for a while.
I know, we know.
Good. Yeah, man.
Phone down.
What is it? 3 weeks. 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
There's 2 in it.
Back to back 2.
Yeah.
Back to back.
Oh, well.
still.
We've been busy, man. Life happens, and I prefer it that way, man. It's organic.
Yeah.
Not trying to force us conversations. That's what it is. Sometimes there's not many things to chat about, but definitely there's things to talk about now, bro.
100%. What's going on in the world right now?
We'll start with Luton.
Ooh, oh,
We'll start close to
Oh,
home.
that happened
Even
the other
just
day.
last
Yeah,
night.
that's
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We'll start close to home, man.
last night was crazy. Seeing that video, waking up this morning, seeing that video, I was like, "Ross." And then a couple of days before that as well.
What happened a couple of days? Was it the shots?
Nah, what?
Yeah, there was shots in Farm as well, apparently.
What?
Oh, really?
That's
Yeah.
news to me.
But that was only like, I've only heard about that. I didn't really know what's going on. I'm not trying to blab about information that I don't really know, but that just, that part, that passing.
No, the 16-year-old that got run over.
What?
Do you not hear about it?
Bro, I work outside of Luton. I just stay in my yard and I go work far away and I come back.
I saw the video.
No.
The kid just goes flying. Like,
I think that was an older video though.
oh, was it?
Yeah. Is that older Fee? Oh, okay.
But it
yeah, 'cause
happened in
Fee
Luton,
watched
though?
it. Fee seen it actually live.
Oh, okay. She
Yeah, it
was
happened in
there.
Luton, yeah.
Fiona was there when the kid went flying. Like
He ran across the road, car came, licked him,
licked him.
Is he dead?
spinning star,
Was it unalive?
licked the floor. It was peak.
Is he still with us?
hope so.
Yeah, I think he was just
God willing,
mashed up,
he
innit?
is.
I hope
Probably
so.
got airlifted or something. Fingers crossed. All good. Yeah, he should
What
be
a way
good
to
after.
start pod. But yeah, last night was just as bad anyway, bro. That was crazy. So we'll paint the picture. Well, you want to paint the picture, you'd better off than painting the picture, bro, because you were the one that posted it in the chat, because I didn't see it until after that.
I see. Obviously, Posso put in the chat basically the picture of the car on his side, and I thought, oh, someone like they had a crash there.
That's
I was
exactly what I
How
thought.
do you have a crash there?
And someone
though?
just rolled it out.
Yeah, I was thinking,
That
how
was
do
the
you have
same thing that I said to Ella. I said, Ross, someone must have just rolled the whip over.
Yeah, I was like, but how do you do that there? I'm like, in the area that it is, it's narrow.
And it's
you can't be going fast from any corner. There's just corner to corner to corner. You all just meeting each other.
Yeah.
Pure dead end. So I'm like, how you look and how the car end up on his side? Wake up the next morning, I see, this guy's basically white guy's got into his car, and he's trying to run people over that's in a club or outside the club. He's driving up on there, trying to lick people down. He hits licks the bouncer a little piece, bouncer all ducks out the way. Another guy's trying to run away, and he just gets clapped. And then he hits and then gets ran over.
It didn't make no sense.
It
made no sense. The whole scene just didn't make any
Like,
sense.
what?
Watching it from the outside, you just think, what else?
How did we get here?
How did we get here?
Yeah, that's all.
How
What's the
did he-
backstory? Because
Yeah, you need a backstory, because how a man ended up underneath a whip as well.
Underneath it, and then the guy's trying to still drive the car, and you can just see the wheel just burning, and so he's underneath that wheel, and it just can't move. So he's just underneath it, getting ripped up from underneath. I was like, raw. Whoever's underneath that whip I feel so sorry for you. I really hope you're all right. And then some big bolo guy comes out of nowhere,
straight man out of the car.
bicycles him out of the car.
I said, come here.
Slapped him on the floor. I was like, right, it's long. Powers on top of him. He whips off his top. That's when I realized how bolo the guy really was.
trust.
He was bolo from a distance. Distance. That was way away.
Yo. I don't know what he was doing with his jacket when I first saw it took it off. I was like, what are you
I
doing?
thought he was about to start wading
I thought he was about to start wading
I
into
thought he
it.
was
That's
about
what
to
I thought it
brock
was.
him up, but I think
Yeah.
he didn't want to get his jacket ripped up or anything if that guy started fighting back.
Man's
nice
the jacket
jacket.
tricks. I didn't feel like that either.
That's the first thing that went through my head. I was like, anytime a man whips off his top or his jacket,
Hey,
like,
man said,
this
yeah,
ain't
yeah,
getting
yeah.
broke up.
I've been here before.
I'm not brocking this up for
I've
you.
been here before.
So I was thinking, raw. Then man, but the guy who's on the floor, like who got drapes out the car, you see his head's all bleeding. He's all mashed up on his face and all the rest of it. So I don't know if they had an altercation beforehand, him and the bouncers, or maybe even the guy that he ran over. I don't know if the guy he ran over, I don't know if he was just a
I feel like that was an innocent bystander, bro. The way the man just got this is wrong place, wrong time, bro. I feel so sorry for him, but we don't know. It doesn't look that way.
Yeah, but also he started running across the road like trying to get away, and then he got licked.
Okay.
So I don't know if the guy was like trying to lick him then because
He was
trying to run away and he was involved before, or if it was a situation of, like you said, he just got really unlucky and was just so happened to be the person.
Either
that
way,
he
to
ran
end up
from.
underneath a whip, bro.
And then have the wheel just turning on you while you're underneath there. It was
My
horrible.
God.
And then obviously you see the video pan out, you get a different angle, and he's there just broke up, head bust, bleeding, his leg. It looks like his hip is completely done. It looked like his hip, like you see, it looked like his hip was completely done. All the groin area you could see blood pouring out through the clothes. I was like, that's looking like a few surgeries, and I'm really like, it's horrible. It looked horrible. I was like, nah. If he is a bystander in that situation, I feel so sorry for him.
You know what the madness is, though? Yeah, sorry.
Go on.
Segue. How long do you really think that's going to hit mainstream news, or if it even hits mainstream news?
I don't think it will.
I don't think it will.
I think it'll hit like Luton news.
Yeah, man, that's what I was thinking that myself.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
tops.
Luton news
If we
tops.
didn't see that on camera, or like if that didn't get probably no one would understand. Yeah, but you'll just see a car. We'll just know that the car was on its side down Chapel Street.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, that's as much
That's
as
what was
we'll find out.
passing through my head just there.
And the
innit?
whole reason the car ended up on his side on Chapel Street is because those lot basically,
Had to-
while the guy was underneath the
to
car
lift
and the
him
wheel was
up.
all up on him, they driving the car off of him, they lifted it off of him. So they pushed it onto his side to then stop it from obviously continued making any more
mean,
damage.
It's crazy that you would never know that would have happened. Bro.
We just assumed that was a crash.
Yeah.
Or some joker trying to show off from outside the club and then broke up his car. And then turns out, fucking, there's a whole mad thing. I was like, raw.
You want to pull your mic in a bit.
On a
though.
normal Saturday night. Just a normal Saturday night in Luton.
Yeah, that's why I don't go out in Luton. Never have really, to be fair. Not really that kind of my scene.
Makes perfect sense considering what's happened.
He's always been a bit mad down there, to be fair, but not that crazy.
Not like that. Like normally there'd be like a reason for. I mean, there might have been a reason.
Yeah, it's
for
usually
this,
fists,
but, like,
fists swinging, the odd weapon here and there, but cars.
Cars is crazy, innit?
That, yeah.
I know a guy that used to run people over there.
That is crazy.
That's how they do with beefs and fight in car. He'll be like, what? What's when I catch you outside? And he
That's Diddy.
He would run over, and you just see people ducking through, like he'll come through crowds. He's like, get out of the way. He's beeping his car, so you see him coming, and then once he gets close to the victim.
See man like that, yeah.
No,
I can't know you. I can't have any kind of association with people like that.
Obviously, I never used to go out with him, but I knew him, innit?
That's
and then
crazy,
and then
bro.
like
You're mash up to be thinking like there's no consequences that comes with that.
well, he got away with it. He done it enough
Yeah, that's what I'm
times.
saying.
He done it
That's
enough
because
times.
you've done it and got away with it, you're just believing that there's no consequences coming back. Bro, how many innocent men that you end up killing?
He,
like?
he hadn't actually hit no one.
No, he
innocent.
got lucky.
That's the thing.
He got lucky.
always hits his target.
As a homing device.
I don't understand it. Sometimes you just sit there, plot, wait for the guys to be crossing the road.
That's crazy.
My man was doing the whole stakeout on the side of the whip for people's
Waiting
yard.
for you to come out.
Man parked up by your yard, waiting for you to come out just to cross road.
Catch you outside. Don't worry. Watch. I ain't on this swinging thing in the club. I'm gonna enjoy my night, and by the end of the night, I'm gonna jump in my whip. And when you're trying to go home, get in your taxi, get in your whip, do whatever, you're gonna get licked down. And you don't tell you just go, watch when I catch you outside. And then you're like, calm.
So you're waiting for a man to come and
Yeah, you're like, calm. I'm gonna smoke you. Watch your things out. Don't worry, my boys are here. I've got that. You got that. And then next
My
thing you know,
man
you get
Fred-
licked by a car.
That's
Crazy what?
Posted on the block. What is it?
He ain't on shit. He ain't on shit. See? Pussy on. You get licked by a car.
Nah, that's outrageous. Yeah. As I said before the start of the conversation, I don't know people like that.
That's it.
Long, man. It's long, man.
Yeah, man, but life in Luton.
Do you know what? My brother almost had a situation recently as well. So yeah, now you know, like what? So
Yeah, go on.
okay, basically,
Unpack.
somebody who I've known for pretty much my whole life, a long time, from school throughout, and he's like, I don't want to call him a YG because that's a bit feisty, but like, because he's a grown man now. But he's always been like a younger to me, like someone I've like, he's like, I've always kind of not looked after, but like kind of give him advice, some sort of things like, yo, think about things like in different perspective of way of life and thought process, right? And more time, like, I see him one night and he's like, yo, I ain't seen your siblings in time. Like, I need to meet them and see them and get acquainted with them because I don't know what they look like, or I would walk past them not even knowing it's them. And like, that's a problem because like, you are who you are to me and all the rest of it. I'm like, no worries, I'll introduce you, soon come. Here's some pictures just in the meantime. Boom, 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 boom. Next day now, obviously my brother's out with a couple of his friends at just a local spot in Dunstable, chilling, minding his business. They were just whatever, a few friends. And there's a group of guys playing pool and blah, 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 they're by the pool tables. These group of guys are now getting it stuck on them by somebody. And my brother, obviously Isaiah, he's just creasing. He's just like laughing at these, like getting it stuck on the pinned on the and like these are getting it pinned on them. Like, yo, listen, if you mess around, yeah, it's long. It's long. He's a goon, innit? So you can imagine the kind of goon shit man was saying with what is long and all the rest of it, right?
We don't need to go into depth.
Yeah. I've said enough there.
Self-snitching.
Yeah. I'm not gonna say exactly what happened. I'm not even saying the person's name or whatever, but I'm not even gonna say nothing, but you've got the idea. Boom. So then he's gone there. Then he started like just basically people who's around the something. He's now started just doing little things, but he didn't say nothing to my brother. He just said, nah, I'm loud and whatever, didn't forever. And he ended up in a little conversation. And like, he's like, as he's basically pinning on everybody around who's anywhere local or to do with the situation basically. But he goes to my brother, he says something to my brother, he's like, I know you still. He's like, you know my brother? He's like, what? You know my brother? I know your brother, who's your brother? It's like, Jamal. He's like, nah. He's like, and then the guy starts sticking on all his boys. And then they're looking at Isaiah like,
You got help me. I'm not gonna help
you,
you.
bro.
No.
Like, he knows my brother, but there's not more I could do for you. Like, I'm safe. I said, you got them.
I don't miss those days, you know. Having to see unruly people like that. I'm so happy I've outgrown that.
Bro.
There's so many times you just in the club and this man is stink high, just trying to look for issues.
Yeah, bro. I was like,
No, I'm so
I was
happy.
like, it's just funny how
I don't
these
get
things
it.
work. The night before, he's saying how he wants to buck into him just to stop any
Just to make
situations
sure.
like this don't occur.
Jesus
or to make
Christ.
sure he don't, like, if there anything is going on and they're out and about, he can make sure that those individuals are looked after. My younger siblings are looked after.
My grandma would say the Lord works in mysterious ways.
And then the next day he's there sticking on people.
That is lucky though, isn't it?
And then my brother's like, right, because funny enough, I told my brother, I was like, yeah, you need to meet him because like he's actually looking to see, and then
Because that could have ended up so much different. He's lucky, man. It's good. It's
get
good
it,
it happened. I'm very grateful that such thing like that happened prior because, yeah.
do you get it? So it's all fresh in their minds and all the rest of it, and just funny how things play out. I was like, raw, that situation could have been, because Isaiah's not a hothead, he's not stupid, but like he also don't want to be taken for no dickhead.
Yeah, he would have backed his
disrespected to a
brethren.
degree.
Disrespected as well.
He would have backed his brethren a little bit more if he had known, I reckon.
I don't know. I don't know because I didn't know. I
Hadn't
wasn't
known.
in a situation to say, innit?
Alright.
But maybe he might have.
I reckon he would have.
Maybe.
If he didn't know, if like my man hadn't come up to him and said that I know your brother.
Yeah.
And then he's
no,
just like,
he didn't say I know my brother. Isaiah clocked. He clocked who the person was.
Yeah.
And was like, you know my brother.
Oh.
And then he was like, what? I know your brother. Who's your brother? He's like Jamal, and he's like,
oh, sorry, I got it the wrong way around.
Yeah. That way, he's like, oh shit, because who's to say that he wasn't coming over to my brother to go pin it on my brother next?
Yeah, he was. He was the next target. He weren't thinking that way. Not at all.
But yeah. So it was like, and then they were just chatting vibes and all the rest of it, and then they continued with their evenings and all about
Bro,
businesses.
that's
and all the
nice,
rest
nice, man. We got home safe.
of it. Yeah.
Came out all right.
Yeah, because unfortunately we know situations that ain't gone down like that. But
That's all.
Nah, unfortunately, but
well, anyway, let's carry on. Let's actually talk what we came here to talk about this week. I think.
go on then.
Where do you want to start? Do you want to start with England, Trump, anything like that? Or
Do you know what? I stressed out about dual citizenship. What?
oh, I'm stressed out about dual citizenship just because I'm seeing other people really stressing it now and talking about it like it's a brand new thing.
Oh,
You know
what?
what I mean? I've just been watching other pods and other things on LBC, radio, TV, and a lot of people that have opportunities to get dual citizenship are screaming it to the heavens now.
Okay.
Like, when we should have been talking about that for a while. It's been something that I don't know if we kind of see the benefit. We saw the benefits of it prior until now everything's kind of hitting the fan, I'm trying to say. And now everyone's trying to run back home and go back to where we come from. And that should have been, that kind of should have been
We should have been prepared.
we should have been doing that from time.
Yeah.
And I don't trying to pass blame, but I kind of blame it on the generation prior to us to not put it as common knowledge for us to try and get our citizenships there and then.
I think we should have been set up with it when we was kids. Personally, I think we should have been youths and been like, yeah, with dual citizenship. And here's why.
That's what I didn't want to kind of be the bad guy and say that off the bat, but yeah.
I'm gonna say off the bat,
Go on,
you
go
got
on.
fucked up in that way.
100%.
They messed
Loads
up.
of stuff they didn't do.
There's a set of group of things that they did. They in their generation they had a sense of unity and a sense of collectiveness. We don't have that in our group.
Yeah.
Like, and I know there's certain things that's been against us or against them to allow that. So like before you had youth clubs and so forth and certain systems and also communities. We had pockets of communities in areas and those things we got infiltrated and it's not the same no more and all the rest of it. I get that those things against you, but however there is also a thing of like you guys, if as a collective could have come together and facilitate certain things and like at least let us know who each other were and like getting to know, like I'm still meeting cousins and family now. How?
That's dark.
How?
The one main reason I say why I can't get with another Lucian woman because I just don't know.
It's dangerous, isn't it?
It's like that.
It's so
Yeah.
dangerous,
Being your
man.
cousin.
I'm not doing that. That is such a sticky game, bro. That's a nasty game to play. I'm not doing it. It come close once and I said, nah, can't
Never
ever happen again.
Never again. Like not even too long ago, like I found out Ira's my cousin.
I'll say so.
Brother.
Okay, from the other side.
Yes, bro.
No way, because that's my cousin.
Yes.
And we're busy on Lucian,
And
but
he's
the other
Lucian,
side.
yeah.
Okay.
But
All right.
the thing is with Ira, as soon as Ira said he's Lucian, I said he's probably related to me. So I just say that.
Straight up.
Unfortunately, I'd already come to that conclusion.
Make that
Yeah.
assumption, innit?
You said Lucian, yeah. What's your
Yeah.
second name? Prosper. Oh,
Can't.
hey, Prosper. All them things there, or any kind of Jean Baptiste or Matthew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Family.
We're not with family.
Yeah.
We're not going there. Daniel, because my name's Daniels.
Yeah.
But Daniel is the actual name.
Okay, I was
So
about to
if
say.
any Daniel is actually my family, my first, second cousin, like that close. So
Okay.
I mean,
That makes sense. Still, I didn't know that.
yeah. So I'm the only Daniels because my dad accidentally put the S on the name for some stupid reason. So
And then
my
here
name is
we are.
Daniel.
Well, it happens. Happens. So yeah, I didn't even know that. It was family. So I went to his barbecue one time. There, like, I need to meet your mum. And he's like, "Calm, you ain't met my mum." I'm like, "Nah." And she's like, "You ain't the solution." I'm like, "Excuse me." I'm a hilarious. She's like, "What?" Your family? I'm like, it's not until like the other day I found out how close like his uncle. I was like, his uncle is my cousin. Like, my second or third cousin, one of the two, second or third cousin. It's like, right, this is
So he's your fourth.
Family, man.
but it's close.
Yeah, I know what you mean. When people start saying fourth and fifth and sixth cousins are not close, when you break it down
Fourth is close.
because we're a small island,
Yeah.
it's close.
Close, yeah.
Because it's very close.
Anything past fifth for me is like, okay, that's the when you start hitting distance.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Up to fourth was like, it's like, I think it's like every four generation. It's like every four is like one set of DNA, and after that it's like something shifts or something like that. I can't remember.
is it?
Something like that. I
didn't
can't
know
remember
that.
the exactly
Never
something
even
it is.
heard of it.
So something in on that way. So it's like we've got basically the same sort of bloodline for like the four generations, which is why like back in the day they would like marry back into the family. So to keep the bloodline pure and keep the bloodline certain.
Still
way.
don't like- I still never agree on none of that.
After
That just makes me shiver, man.
after four things.
Just hearing that, but marry back into the family.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
that means you're gonna choose a cousin.
Yeah, and it has to be like a fifth or sixth cousin.
No, bro.
I agree. Hell no.
I've over like you know what, you've opened my eyes a bit since you told me what was it. I don't even know what the name of it, but I've been using the app here and there.
Oh, my human design.
Human
Human
design.
design. Yeah, Humdes.
Yeah. So I've been there, I've been looking at it a little bit, and I remember when it said, I don't know how to explain things through words, but I have feelings, and the feeling is what I need to learn to act upon.
Yes.
It was in my breakdown.
Okay.
Bro, I've just been going along that because I'm thinking, I've been trying to fight for years of figuring out how the words for me to explain how I'm feeling about certain situations. I'm not even going there. I'm just going to say there are no words to explain my feelings right now. This is nasty. So that is what my whole body just went, literally, bro. When you said married back into the family, I was just like, nah.
Rejected that.
My body just went, you can't even have that.
We don't vibrate on them frequencies
Exactly.
there.
That's exactly it. From now on, if somebody tells me that, that's what I'm just gonna say. I'm just nah. I'm not even gonna go find the words anymore. When you know that's that feeling, I've rejected that. Rebuke. That might have to become my thing, bro. I rebuke that.
Yes. Have you looked into human design recently?
I did look into it when you gave it to me initially. Actually, now I'm thinking about it.
Anything?
Not that I can remember. No, nothing that was really that important. It's kind of stuff that I
You
kind
knew
of
already.
gathered.
Yeah, that's what it was. I knew this about myself, but now I've just said, all right, cool. I'm not even gonna try to explain it. My body's telling me that you completely like or completely reject. You can't find the actual meanings and the words for it. But you will find it later on. You have to go with your instinct. That's why I said the body just told me instinct. And when you said marry into the family, whoa, that just had incest. Red flag. I don't care if that's 5, 6 generations. Go find somebody else on a different island. Like, build a real bond. You don't have to remarry into the family just to try to keep everything over here.
Yeah, nah.
I don't like that feeling, bro.
Nah, definitely.
Trump's tariffs. Man's gonna make life a bit difficult for the next 5 years.
You're gonna have to explain that one because I know nothing. Do you,
What, Trump's
Next
tariffs?
4 years.
do you know anything about that?
I've only seen a couple little bits here and there.
Cool.
I'm
You
just
lot
saying it's
educate
not
me,
necessarily going to be just 5 years.
Okay.
I'm assuming that things are just going to get gradually worse over the next 5 years. So he's just thrown import tax more. So basically, if you're now selling your products inside his country, he's put a certain level of tax. He's got a whole board on each country that are going to work inside his country and like sell products inside this country and then build products inside this country. And then what other countries like Europe, especially Europe, have done, if they've gone, all right, cool, you're going to do that, we're going to do the same thing to you. We're going to try and put tariffs on you for selling American goods over here or creating American goods over here and vice versa. What I just don't like is how we're going tit for tat. The world's going tit for tat, and that's just going to raise everybody's what we're paying. So we're going to have to pay basically more for everything because they're going to put tariffs on everything. Trump started the ball, and people are just following it rather than just saying, "All right, cool, we don't need to work with American goods anymore. We're just going to deal with what we have, and we're going to trade with the people that we were trading with anyway, and just leave Trump over there." Which is what we should really be doing. But because people are so afraid of the normal life that what we live, things like Amazon, it's not going to be used anymore, is it now? Because it's an American-based thing. You know what I mean? Ford's, Apple, these things, they're not ready. They're not ready for that to be able to just put that down. And that's the problem with society, I reckon.
Microsoft.
Everyone's soft. Everyone's not ready to actually fight the fight and get the grind in. We've got to stick it. Unfortunately, you've built a rod for your own back by building your whole society on things that are made elsewhere. And that's what you got to deal with now. And that's what I'm saying. Over the next 5 years, you're going to realize the things that people really don't need, and they're going to yawn for them. They're going to yawn for them because Amazon, I reckon Prime and them things, they're probably going to be a thing of the past because they're going to have to pull back money in different ways. Like they're going to really put delivery fees on things. You know what I mean? Like that stuff, extra fees are going to be coming in every left, right and center. And then you see how the small increments of things that you like chocolates that are coming in from over there, just simple things I'm saying. It ain't going to be easy to be buying such small things no more. People are going to get upset. I'm just seeing it. It's going to happen. And I've just been watching loads of little things. I've been listening to LBC. People are complaining about, oh, we should tax them, tax the others. No, bro, you need to be able to have self-sufficiency. You need to actually think, raw, what can we have over here? And the main issue that England have is that we don't have any kind of AI technology. The future of what everyone is trying to put their money into is not here. It's not in England, yeah? It's in China, it's in America, and it's in Dubai. And that's where they're complaining a lot of their millionaires are going. They're going to all these different places where the money's at, and England is not going to have a way to make money. And then we're teaching our kids through school to work in the Industrial Revolution era rather than teaching them to be able to work in the modern era. So you're literally have all these new generation of kids that could be your new breadwinners and making money and entrepreneurs in your country. They're not getting taught the correct tools to be able to make money in this generation of what we're living in at this moment. I still believe people need to be able to build homes, clean waterways, build roads and stuff like that. Of
course.
You're still always going to need those people, but we're going to create machinery that's going to take out those jobs a little bit by little bit by little bit. That you're only going to need 5 people rather than 15 to 20 people manning that site because you've got all the tools. But you need people to be able to fix those machines on that tool on that site that's going to go wrong. And we're not teaching none of that in school.
Right.
And that's where we're going wrong. And I'm saying over the next 5 to 10 years, you're going to realize that other people are just going to be going overboard, because that's where people are actually realizing, the other countries are France are realizing already that there's no money in gas and oil and to be able to use that as energy source. I think for every 6 kilojoules of energies that we have over here that is provided by nuclear energy, France pumps out 62 kilojoules of energy. So they have like nearly 15 or 20 more nuclear plants over there to create energy sources. I know it's not necessarily the most best thing that people may not want, but it's another source when you run out of what we're about to run out soon. England, as I said, they're not built for these things. We're going to feel it. The money's just going. We've been stressing, get your dual citizenship to get out of here. And I just said Trump's tariffs has just kind of brought it to the surface for everybody that we haven't got anything to back ourselves. You know what I mean? There's nothing here to really say that, oh, we've got us, so we can put our foot down and tax you, man. We don't really make nothing. The whole world, we get everything from the whole world. Yeah. And if the prices go up for him, we have to pay that price to get things here. And then we pay that price into tax to get things here, and we're going to feel it.
Any thoughts?
Well, it is what it is. That's it. Things are going to be made harder.
Matt said it is what it is. Move on. Next point.
Nah. Sorry. That's just how it is, man. Like, things are going to be made more difficult here for the people.
I've been telling these motherfuckers down in country. What do you want me to tell them?
That's it.
I told them. All the time.
I've been telling them. You just realise that now, Fabian? Shame.
Yeah, things are going to be more difficult. It's up to people to join together and stand up and stop being petty and this person's bad, this person's bad. Government's pitting you against each other, raising your taxes, making you pay more. It's really, and then you're blaming each other because you're in a difficult situation. So it's just like everyone's just a dichotomy, just like the brain. No one's actually thinking. No one's actually like, right, we're all being fucked here. We need to do something about it.
Ain't no one want to think on a people level.
That's
like
it.
Everybody's together.
That's
we're
it.
all in this together, and everyone's complaining about their situations, and they're not noticing that we're all in the same stupid situation together.
We're all on the same landmass at the end of the day.
Yep.
Do you know what I'm saying? So, what are we really all fighting about? We're all fighting about being fucked in the arse by these people in power,
I might have to just go.
and we're being put against each other. That's it. So all we got to do is come together and be like, okay, what do we want? What don't we want? It's really quite as simple as that.
Yeah.
And no one wants to do that. So these things are going to happen. They're going to put it in different ways. The tariffs are going to be raised. Taxes are going to be raised. It's going to be more difficult to travel.
What is it? They put
Hospitals
national
gonna,
insurance
national
up.
insur- yeah, NHS is going to be slowly phased out. Private healthcare is going to come in. Anything that you want and was for you is going to be taken away bit by bit until you decide enough is enough. Let's join together and fuck these people over because they are fucking us over.
We don't even
For
need
the fun.
we don't need to fuck them over because
We just need to come together and say, go.
and work for ourselves.
Just
and with
leave.
each other.
Everyone knows the dustbin man knows where the truck is to come and collect shit.
You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying? The man working at the power plant knows how to operate the power plant. Everyone around knows how to do their job. Remember, it's us people. We're doing the menial tasks. So we know how to
You
operate the
can't run
country.
a country on without us, the small people.
That's it.
And people don't realize that. Well, they're kind of realizing that because there's something going on in Birmingham. Bro, they man slashed the bin men in salaries in Birmingham by nearly 5 to 6 grand or something like that. So it's stupid. So they man just said, nah, we're not doing nothing. Everything come to a standstill. It's been getting hectic in certain places in Birmingham.
Yeah.
Rubbish everywhere.
I mean, look at what they did. Like, I think it was in Japan. I think it is when they not started protesting about things. The bus drivers start protesting, and they still, or it's China. It's one of those kind of countries. But basically, how they protest is they goes, we're gonna still do the bus driving routes and still gonna do all of that. We're still gonna do our job, but we're just not gonna charge anybody. So everyone gets, because if we stop doing it, those families are affected.
Right.
They don't get to go
That's
to their
cold.
jobs and don't make their money. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna do our job. We're just not going to charge anybody. And who has to pay for the petrol? Who has to pay for the wages?
And then you're not going to sack us because you still need us to make.
Because you still need us to even do the job in the future. So you have to keep us, so increase our wages. Otherwise, we're going to keep doing this.
I like that.
Simple.
Because we're doing, we're going to do what we're going to be doing at home, doing nothing, or spending time with our family and the rest of it. Normally, we're working at these times. I spend time with my family anyway. So how will we do it now? We'll do it like this. And now it doesn't affect the everyday person, but it does affect you guys, and it does affect you guys' pockets. And that means the economy can still work, and it still means that we can still allow the economy to run and all the rest of it. I think people do need to take a bit more power in our take back their power and be like, look, we can run this country without
And take more pride as well.
yeah, and take more pride, and like we can run this country without you guys' influence and without you guys taking. So if everyone just stopped certain things and stopped like paying and stop abiding by certain rules and so forth, but then still ran the country, they'd have no choice but to make the significant changes. If everyone goes, you know what, we're not paying our bills this month.
Yep.
And we're not going to pay our bills at all until we see X, Y, Z changes.
They're going to happen very quickly.
But everyone still continues, society continues operating. So like the bins are still being picked up. Everyone's still going to their jobs and all the rest, but we're just not paying the bills. So we're making all this money because we're not getting paid by the government. The government doesn't pay us. The corporations and the companies pay us. So we still do our jobs and get paid by the corporations and the companies. So we're still getting our money. But then the government's not getting the money and the electric man ain't getting the money, and the people who we pay our bills to aren't getting the money. It's like, we're gonna have to really fix this quick because it's the only, and we're not paying our taxes. I mean, for those who are not self-employed, it's a bit difficult for you guys to, not pay your taxes. But for those who are self-employed or run businesses, entrepreneurs or whatever, if you're not paying the taxes, like they have to make a change. They have to make some sort of shift. And on that note, you said about obviously the tariffs and how it's going to affect. I do think, however, one thing that is going to be good for is small businesses. I do think like having like things like Amazon Prime and those things taken away, those big corporations, like people are not going to be able to do next day delivery from this big corporation that they've never seen, never spoke to and put their money into that. Instead, they're going to have to go to the local shop to go get their things.
Yeah, but we know the stuff that people order on Amazon, you ain't getting from your local shop though.
Maybe not your local
Majority of the
shop,
stuff
but then
that
what
you
can then happen is a business can now start facilitating a place for it to then come to, and they can do in bulk of certain things. So then it creates business opportunities for then people to then come in and go, oh, well, I need this. Like, let's just say, for instance, lights become something that are very expensive. Everyone needs lights. So if now somebody creates a business where they've now got a physical place where they've got the lights coming in, now that's a local business that they get to support rather than just giving their money to Amazon. Just to give an example.
Yeah.
So like,
I just think AliExpress is going to take the spot. Personally.
For the short term,
China will just take the spot. Unless because China are not trying to step on people's toes like that. They know what they're doing. They know they're going to control the world. America is messing up right now. Bro, the importation of how many electric cars out of China have just taken over the market since Elon has done his stupidness. They have just said, all right, cool, we finally got our gap now. They always had the spot. They had the abundance. They even bought MG Rover and revamped their thing and made that new EV cars cold. And they were like, all right, we're waiting for Elon to do his stupidness. And then as soon as he did his stupidness, everyone just take our EV cars. And they're cheap. They're starting from like 20K. So that's that. AI is based on everything is through China or Silicon Valley. And if it got to Silicon Valley, it started in China. I'm just saying China just going to say, America, you messed up.
We can now take over the Western world.
Yeah, you messed up. You done messed up. And then we're just going to fill the gap. So I reckon we're going to get a few more trade agreements with what's going on over there in China.
China and whatnot.
Yeah. But that's just the higher ups. I don't give a toss. But I just think AliExpress will just replace
Amazon
and DHgate will come through in these kind of things, and there'll be more fakes on the market, which people don't really care about fakes anymore. I mean, like it's
Same material, isn't it?
Same material. Okay. It's coming from the same factory. It just didn't get the mark of approval to get to be real. Yeah, that's majority of fakes these days.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, you heard what Keir Starmer said. He said, if you don't like the changes we made, you can leave. Imagine saying that to your own people.
Did you say that?
Yeah, that's it. To your own people, to your own English people. If you don't like the changes we make, you can leave. That's crazy. And everyone's just sitting there taking it like it's nothing. Oh, well. Oh, my life's going to be more difficult now. But you black bastard, you fucking Asian bastard, you fucking Polish bastard.
Yeah,
bro, this guy just told you if you don't like it, leave the fucking country to you. And you were an original citizen, let's say. An original.
Yeah.
Crazy to me. You lot ain't doing nothing.
Yeah,
that's mad. I don't want to hear no complaints, bruv. You lot are liking this punishment.
Yeah.
Masochists. That's what they call them.
What's that?
Masochists. That's what they call them. You like to get punished. You like it. You act like you don't, but you do.
Nah, you know what it is? They don't, but they really don't care about going about their way to change it.
Yeah, very true.
Because people love to complain about it.
It's like comfortable enough to not want to feel emotionally pulled enough to want to change it, but not comfortable enough to not make no noise about it. So it's like, I'll complain about it, but I'm not willing, it's not uncomfortable enough for me to actually want to change it.
No, you definitely are uncomfortable enough, but they don't really want to go about the ways of putting in the effort to change it either.
So that means you're not uncomfortable enough, because like, if it comes down to it,
you're a good person.
Life or death comes down to it, I guarantee they switch it up.
But it's because
some
people aren't like that. Even then.
But it is a life or death situation, but the way that they're doing it is they're creeping it in bit by bit.
Yeah.
And people aren't realising it. It's just like the sword blade's getting closer. You're like, stop saying that, it's all right, I can still breathe. Stop saying that, it's okay, don't worry about it. Until you start feeling that shit on your neck. Yeah. And you know you're going to start screaming. But by that time, it's already gone, man. They're going to go clean off.
But it's already been done. Huh? Really and truly. A lot of people out here, like you said, the saw's already cut.
It's already hitting them.
The saw's here.
They're living, but they've got no way out.
Now the saw's here, and then they're like, why don't you vote for which one you want to press the button to get close to your neck first? I'm going to vote for Labour. Close to your neck. Why don't you vote who was there? You got this side or this side. So the way everyone's still voting, you're literally voting for someone else to run your life. That to me is crazy.
Yeah, it makes sense.
The whole point of government, everything. But anyways, let's not get into that.
Yeah, the whole point of government is to push your country forwards, not to hold it back.
It's madness. Yeah. But anyways.
Could it be, I just like me with my conspiracy mind, could they deliberately be doing what they're doing with America to increase tariffs and all the rest of it so they can shift the attention and power across to another country?
What attention and power that they're shifting? To explain to that to me.
Like what you just said is like, because obviously what they have said is we have now entered a new world order. Like they have openly said it is a new world order.
I heard that bare times on the radio today. I was listening to LBC on the way back.
See?
Because, what was it? It's the end of the world as we know it. That's what they were saying all the time.
It's a new world order.
New world order.
Yeah, they've been saying it since COVID times. They was like coming out on the news and going, new world order, by the way, everyone. And they've been stating that, right? So that means that there has to then be a shift in their hub and who then operates and takes over, and then who they distribute fuel for. It's like you can't always have, in the movies and all the rest of it, you can't have the same hero, you can't have the same villain. It becomes boring, it becomes mundane, and then you then start looking and wanting for change. So then you then change who your hero is and you change who your villain is, and then it then continue in the perpetuation of this cycle, but it looks different. It feels different, it sounds different, because
is that for the small-minded people?
The attention has been shifted. So
is that for the small-minded people? Because that's crazy. That's mad. I said, we're going to change up the enemy, and everyone's going to be like, oh no, it's different now.
If it works, but if it works, it works.
I hear what you're saying.
Perception is key. key, right? And it's like if we gather
Perception
there,
is better than reality.
Yeah, so it's like if we can make them perceive that it's a different problem, then they're going to then argue and fight amongst themselves rather than actually looking at the problem, because we've made it look like the problem has changed, but the problem's the same. So if they're like, if we now raise all the tariffs and then we then shift all that, these problems then show up. They're focused on those problems, and now we can then push and who's next going to run our agendas through. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
it
I
makes
see what you're
perfect
saying. It
sense,
makes perfect
100%.
sense, but bro, if that dupes you, man, I ain't got the words for you, man. You simple. You simple. If that really gets on you, simple.
But that's because you're able to see like the problem in itself.
But you can
You're
see
not
patterns.
but you're not looking at like, you're going, okay, these are the issues that they're trying to present to me. So who's trying to present those issues to me? Mm-hmm. Whereas they're like, these are the problems I'm being presented with. Full stop.
Yeah. So we're going to complain about these problems and we're going to focus on this because this is what they want us to look at. Rah.
Yeah.
They're doing both though, because they hate for just the sake of hating as well. So like, you're Labour and I'm a Conservative, so therefore I'm meant to just hate Labour and vice versa. So they're not even thinking about what the people are pushing or peddling on them. They're like, right, I'm meant to follow these people regardless, so I'm just gonna follow Labour or I'm just gonna follow Conservative. And there's too much of that as well.
What do they call it again when people
Blind
like to
faith.
join into groups? So they obviously separate things all the time and people like to feel a part of the team. So they use that. It's just another psychological tactic that they use against you. So we're all part of one team. We hate that team over there.
Yeah,
You know, it's, exactly as you were
Exactly
saying.
what we're saying.
That's
Exactly.
pretty much what it is.
That goes on too much as well. So when you're like these problems are given into me, they're like, it's even worse. So say if like I'm a Conservative man and Labour had given me these problems,
Yeah. Now I hate you even more.
I hate you even more. So I've got to be staunch. So then when Conservative get back in power, them man that's gonna back them to the hilt rather than listen to the problems that are gonna come through and vice versa. That's what Labour has basically done. Labour have been pushing to get in power for what, 14, 15 years. They got back into it now. They've cut, put up, and everyone's like, oh, I hate what's going on. And I'm like, it was always gonna happen. That's how the only way you're meant to balance a shitty situation anyway. You just make the poor man pay more, and then the rich man find a way to swindle their money out and get it and not pay tax. Tax avoidance, not evasion.
Very big difference.
Very big difference because it's legal.
Yeah.
Tax avoidance is legal.
Yeah,
It's crazy when you deep it. So you just do international trading. So you go and put your business over in Luxembourg or over in the Cayman Islands, and then you just say that's my operating base, and then you just sell everywhere else in the world. So you just pay no tax.
Mad,
But
innit?
we small people can't do that.
Nope, not yet.
No, yeah. Or you build a trust in it. And then you run everything through a charity. I'm giving you free game if you don't know that. It's not
Free
even,
advice.
It's not even that difficult. You can go and search that on the internet.
Some banks have stopped allowing people to make trusts and such now, you know.
Yeah, they're making it
because people are getting a lot more aware.
Savvy, yeah.
Yeah. So they're like, oh no, so we don't do trust accounts anymore. We don't do this anymore. Stopped it. Operation done. I think like one of the only banks now like in England that do it is like Metro, I think maybe they possibly do.
But they're not an English bank or anything.
Yeah,
And you see
that's
what's happening with
American,
the- yeah. And you see what's happening with the English banks.
They're gonna stop that though. If Trump puts his tariffs and does stupid in this, they'll just kick people like Metro out.
That was Metro. No, bro, there's no trust. So all your money is peak as long as
Yeah, that's the bad thing about it, man. So I bank with Metro, but I keep £0 in my Metro account at all
Just in
times.
case.
I literally, it's a pass-through bank. So say I'm going on holiday, I'll fill that card up. I'll go on holiday and I'll spend it out there because you get no international fees on the Metro card.
Right.
Then after that, zero. Everything get pulled out.
Makes sense.
I don't trust it just
Straight
because it's an
away.
American bank. I have no idea how the volatile, you know what I mean, what's going on and stuff like that.
I
So
wonder if Santander's also stopped them because obviously they're Spanish, isn't it? They're Spanish banks. So I wonder if they've stopped all the trusts as well.
I wonder if they
You've
have.
got
I'll
like
have to
Lloyd's
to check.
that was like
I think the
they're
best
even froze. They even froze with their
best but bad option is to go and do it in back home, in it, St. Vincent or St. Lucia or something like that.
Yeah.
One,
That's on-
obviously, it's a bank that you can kind of trust, but the bad times of it, my nan was telling me that the people, when times get hard, the man draw money out of your account. So they know your account details and stuff like that. When time,
Who draws money out of your account, bro?
so that, I'm talking about the people that are working in the bank. Like,
Them
time-
people not easy, you know. They're not
bro.
easy.
So,
They got your details.
they
That's
got your
it.
details. They got your details.
They know what yard you're not at.
I've been working.
They're gonna send their
for
little cousins to go around your yards.
Bread. And then you're
Yeah.
telling me I got my
Yeah.
bread in my
Them man are
account. and
watching
it's
your
not-
numbers.
It's not the flipping government or the bank owner chiefing my money.
Nope, it's your own
The
person.
blood clot employee.
Bank teller.
It's your own person. Your own people that you probably living next to.
That's so wrong. So I'm there smiling, you're all there smiling in my face today. Yes, Jamal.
But
how
the
you
thing is,
doing?
most of the time they're good with it. So say if like they need the money, they will take the money and put it back from another person's account.
Oh, okay.
So then the cycle just gets pushed down the road. You knock the ball further down the road. So I take from this person, fill out with this person, and it's just like that. Isn't it?
Pass it on.
You'll never know.
That's jokes.
You'll never know, innit?
Aye, as long as I don't know.
But my nan was telling me,
What you mean?
she's like, I can't keep.
The money wasn't gone. The money's not really gone then.
It is gone if you go back to that period of time of when they've taken it and you need it to go that specific day, because obviously that's happened. That's how the rumors got out.
Yeah.
You know what I
During
mean?
that period of time.
It
it's
ain't
gone.
got out for not out of nothing.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
someone's done taking them and saying, I'm in my work at the bank. Yeah. Nah.
Crazy.
But yeah, you can do it back home. They're always pushing people to do trusts. I've seen back home.
That makes sense. That's good. More liberating way of working and operating
It is.
instead of being freaking caught up in the system and just being.
For the Jamaicans out there, did you see that they're doing direct flights from Jamaica to Nigeria?
Nice.
Nah, I did not know that. I
Yeah.
know obviously the Nigerians and the Ghanaians and there's a few other countries that's now coming together and going, yeah, if you come over here, we just give you citizenship.
Yeah, it's good.
If you're from
You
the
can-
islands,
about
your
time.
descendancy from the islands. So like us lot ourselves, we can go
I don't
fly
know.
over. To
I don't know if it's Luton citizenship yet. I know it's definitely Jamaican.
No,
Yeah,
no,
but I
they're
reckon
just
they'll be
saying.
all over the Caribbean. I know
Yeah,
they
they
said to
do.
like all diaspora,
Yeah.
you're welcome to come back to Africa.
Yeah.
They've opened up to everyone.
Yeah, so all of us can just go over there. Even
Yeah,
if
we don't have to
been-
get visas and stuff like that.
No.
That's what it is. Isn't it? It's
They're
just straight
saying,
over.
come back home.
I want to do the correct. We can do both ways.
Go on.
Just come and go. You know what I mean, I don't have to go and live in Africa. I like St. Lucia, I can't lie.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Travel back between the two.
As I said, I'll do back and forth. I'll do the back and
Well,
forth.
that could be your dual citizenship there, then there and there.
Well, imagine we can get citizenship to your original heritage.
Yeah, bro. That's what I'm saying. That's what they're saying. They're
So
giving
you
us.
go find it, figure out where you come from,
And then you can just
and then
back
go
and
get your
forth.
citizenship.
it.
More
That'd
time
be
we
cold.
come from similar kind of places anyway.
It would be
That's-
East Africa, innit?
So it's a similar
likely.
little pockets.
for?
Well, Caribbean people most likely come off the eastern side, isn't it?
Some are eastern and some are west.
Right, that's how far travel if you've coming from that side.
the
Boy.
west side, yeah. I think like.
I feel sorry for them
I don't know what
slaves.
side it is.
Yeah,
It's
it's peak.
east.
You survived. Got to give them props. That's a long
That might be
journey.
your ancestors.
I know. So I'm saying,
I
give them a
think
long
nearer to
ass journey.
Venezuela was like meant to be west, and then nearer to American side was meant to be east.
Okay,
That's
cool.
the Carti Hayford. So
So what
more
like-
like Jamaica or them sides was meant to be east, and then the further you come down, so maybe our islands are close to Venezuela. We might be more west.
Okay.
Okay,
I
cool.
think so. Yeah.
So you're talking like, okay, cool.
Because Jamaicans are the strongest because they're the longest journey. That's what they love, innit?
I know
They love
that's
to
all.
tell you that.
No, they put all the most stubborn slaves there. They was like, oh, from the islands, they would go, you lot are the worst slaves of the worst. We're putting you there, and then you there. And so they had like
Most defiant.
specific, most defiant. So they put specific groups. So you could be from St. Lucia. You could have been in St. Lucia at that point. Vinci, Trini, flipping any
they would've
of
just
the
taken
islands,
you.
and they'll go,
Yeah,
okay, we're going to ship you over. You're moving like this. You're one of them unruly ones that we can't get you to break.
So who was over in Jamaica
We'll
to be
take
breaking you?
over to Jamaica and they will break you. That's where all the buck bucking came from. That's where all the motherfucking came from. That's why these like Bombay bye and none of them things there and all that against the incest and all the rest of it. That's where all that comes from because over there, that's where they was doing the most unruly stuff to break their slaves in the most unruly ways. That's where the worst comes. So there's like, I can't remember the guy's name, but he literally created a booklet and like basically of how to break your slave and it was like for Jamaican slaves. And it's like they was the worst. So that could be like this is why like when they're like, oh, you're St. Lucian, you're da-da-da, you're da-da-da. It's like, no. Like you've definitely got ancestors that are in Jamaica, in this place, in that place, in that place, that was on all the islands. That would have been taken and been put across all the islands, and all of us, any of the Caribbeans, you're from all the islands. Like your descendants are all over all of the islands. It's not just one place. It's just by the time we get to where we are now compared to there, obviously all that bloodline's been washed out and all the rest of it. So it's a bit different. But
I got white. I got my great grandfather 3 times removed as a white man. Anyway,
see,
I already know that. Overseer.
guarantee.
My grandma was the light skinned woman in the yard. You get me?
Same as through my grandma's side as well.
Foolishness, bro. When my family tell me them
Scottish
things, because
family,
we were
man.
lucky. So what do you mean lucky?
Lucky?
What do you mean lucky?
This is luck. What's lucky about this?
Crazy. Nah, it's the bet you were better off. That is it. Barely.
Yeah, and there was also like what they also don't tell us is like the liberations, the groups of liberators that we had on the island. So there was groups of slaves, or not slaves, groups of black people going, like groups of them going from island to island and liberating camps of slaves. Like so, you'd have people like a group of like people from that was taken from all the different islands, and then would go to like they'd coordinate going to Vinci at us, we go to a particular thing because they know that there's XYZ going on over at this place. So they know that these slaves are going to be, there's going to be less slave watchers and so forth. So they go liberate that camp and then take them off and then go to other islands and then keep doing that. Like there's so many liberations that they don't talk about these things. That they're like, our people was going back and forth.
They're not going to try to tell you history.
Like, oh yeah,
No
we're
one
going to be
was-
complacent little slaves and just let you guys do what the frick you want for the next however many years.
People
We
are
was
not like,
no.
people aren't that though, innit? There's always gonna be some person in out of the bunch that ain't gonna sit there and take that, and then you're gonna be the person that's gonna start the
And
revolution.
then that inspires them. That
Inspires,
inspires, and it
and
builds it
every
up.
time there's always one. There's always one.
But except from there wasn't just one. There was plenty of them. There was plenty of them. There was constant like it was always happening. But there's like even text. So if you go to Liverpool, there's a lot of like the text that got taken. So from like even like Vinci, you see when Vinci had the volcano erupt and all the rest of it. A lot of those texts came over to Liverpool. And if you're a uni student, you can actually read those texts, and it of like if you're a history student or whatever, and you can actually say that you can get hold of these texts, and within those texts, you got loads of information basically telling you about how our people was helping each other out and
That's cold.
They don't want us knowing these things. They don't want us to like no. Be complacent. don't trust in your power, black man, black woman. Stay how you are, because if you do stay how you are, we can continue doing what we're doing to you. And if you don't, you can liberate everybody. That's a problem. We can't have you liberating everybody.
Damn.
Yeah, it's a mad thing. It is mad. But hey ho, you know.
It is what was, isn't it? But now we are here, so we have to do something now, you know?
Yeah, it's just, it doesn't sit with me, man. It's a difficult. Right, my mum's in St. Lucia as we speak now, innit?
Yeah.
And she's trying to get the I wish I was there too. Yeah, she's trying to get the citizenship sorted and everything, and they're making her jump through hoops. And that's the part that's really irking me, how our own people, our own country are really trying to make it difficult to get your citizenships. They like send you to this office, then you got to send you back to this office, and then go and send you to the passport office, and then go, if your passport picture don't look exactly how they like it, no, we have to redo that again, and then you have to come back tomorrow because their office is only really open until like 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon. So you have to try and get your business done early.
I wonder why it's like that.
So I think literally one of my cousins out there, and mum said, you're probably gonna have to come out here 2-3 times to get this completely sorted, because they really do take the piss. And some of the people in the office, like, they don't care about what they're doing, so it's just a job, and they get things wrong, misspell names and all them things, because we got French speaking names and they just misspell it. As soon as one letter's wrong, this person
done.
doesn't exist. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah,
it's not a citizenship, so you have to start all over again and stuff like that. And it's getting out of hand. And
Is it the people, or is it the system, or is it both?
it's both. It's both. Because you go back home, people are ignorant. As much as I love my people, they really do see it. I'm just working as a government official. What are you talking about? Because no, you need to take a little bit more care in it, because people like us are trying to be able to bring more money into your country, make it a better place by trying to be citizens, so we can come and go easier. So we can literally, I could do this over there. I mean, I could build a studio.
Business, create business opportunities.
But they don't see it that way. They just, I'm a government worker and I'm just, name, what you doing here? Where you come from? Where your mother from? Like come on, bro. Like, yeah, my nan did grow up here. Like, she's of this land as well, you know.
Down.
Huh? Not here. No, St. Lucia.
I was about to say, it's like,
St. Lucia. So I'm there in St. Lucia. When I'm in St. Lucia, I'm like, yeah, my nan is born here. She's of this earth, of this land as well, you know. If I'm like, I know I'm 2 generations removed, but she's just outside. I mean,
Bring her in.
like, bro. Yeah, so it's difficult. It's difficult. So I'm saying, as much as we want to push people to get it, get the ball rolling, get it started now, as quick as possible.
Yeah. Necessary, isn't it? Necessary. Do you think AI will take those kind of jobs away?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that'll make, I don't know if I like it, but it's gonna happen. It's gonna make things more seamless, but it's gonna make the world more lazy. AI is definitely just been put there to make us more lazy, to sit down so we can be office workers constantly and not have to do physical work anymore. Robots will start doing the physical work. People are gonna have to find ways to keep fit, and that's what we always should be doing. However, but people like me, who like to do physical work and like to actually be out there in the field and active and that, I can't sit there and earn money by sitting down. I mean, it's not for me.
Question: could you make money from doing what you're doing? Like, if you was making, let's just say, like 80k from doing what you're doing right now.
Of course, bruv. I'm working for like an hour or hour and a half.
Okay,
Who would want to do
What
that?
if you have to do like a couple of days a week? Like maybe like one a day.
Bro, if I lived like Joe Rogan, yes, I could easily do that.
Okay, cool. Because the reason why
I
I'm
think
saying
most
that is
people
just
could
like,
easily do that.
I just the reason I asked is because you're saying you couldn't do that. But
I
like,
mean, sitting on a desk,
oh, okay.
trying to control a computer or
you-
trying to control an AI bot or fixing an AI bot because it's gone
Ah,
wrong
those
sitting there. You
things.
know what I mean?
Right.
I'm sitting here talking about what I want to talk about. It's
Okay,
completely
cool. It's
different,
different
innit?
thing. Okay.
I feel free. I can get up and go outside. I can do my thing. I'm
Mm.
not like I'm confined to a space for 8 to 10 hours or 12 hours. That I've got to just work. When I was doing that, I realized that I was depressed all the time. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
just like, why am I doing this? As soon as I got the opportunity to be out of that type of work, I went and worked on the site.
Mm.
And even down to working in retail, I worked at B&Q and I worked at Argos. Jobs that I'm not tied to a desk. You know what I mean,
Makes sense.
I'm whipping out my forklift in the back in the yard. You know what I mean, messing around when I shouldn't be, just because I got time to kill, rather than you've got to sit at a till and then doo-doo. Nah, can't do it.
Do you
Can't
think
do it.
AI is going
Mind
to like
numbs.
take away jobs or give people more jobs? Or a bit of both?
I think AI as a tool, I think it's going to have to be a case of you're going to have to get to learn to use it. It's going to allow for people to be a bit more creative. If you're not creative to a certain degree, you might, it depends whether you'll fall behind, but it depends. AI, artificial intelligence, for me, that's more computer based. But then if you're talking about like androids and robots and different stuff like that, I think that's a long way off before they get to the point where they're autonomous and mobile, like us anyways. But like your basic stuff like the Amazon robots and doing stuff like that, I think, yeah, they're going to start to take jobs. The AI in itself is, I think you have to get with the times and use it, or move to a different country where you can live a rural life where you tend to your own fruits and veg and you do other different stuff like that. This is
Man, this is get out there.
bit
Get out
serious.
there.
Become reliant on the tech because this is what it's coming to. And I know it's difficult to get the monies for some people to then leave and set themselves up in a separate life, but sometimes that's what you got to do. You got to put all in and just do that because they are pushing this society,
You gotta
especially
have
the
to learn
West,
how to
to
fix
that
it.
way. You're gonna have to learn how to fix it,
You have to
operate
fix it, operate it, or work alongside it.
That's it.
And it's been here. It's not like the thing, people pushing AI like AI is a brand new thing. AI has been there for God knows how many
I
years.
personally don't think it's AI. I think that we're using the wrong word for it. We call it artificial intelligence, but it's not actually intelligence.
Artificial either.
It's automated systems. I think I've said this to you before. Like it's automated systems. So like intelligence means that you can create something from nothing, but the intelligence that we call artificial intelligence can't take anything from nothing and then create something. It uses the information that we have given access to, and then is a supercomputer of that stuff, and then systematically takes that information and then regurgitates us to in a way that seems intelligent. So for instance, if I give it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all the way to 100 million, we can't, after a certain point, our brains cannot comprehend 100 million, all the rest of it, and it starts not being able to count those things and so forth. So we then have to, we won't be able to comprehend that, gather all that information, all the rest of it, but the AI can. The artificial, or the AS can. Because it's not actually, but it didn't create anything new. All it done was just connect dots that we couldn't connect because our brain couldn't
But
connect.
when it starts creating things new, like scientific equations that they know that humans are getting incorrect, or certain chemical formulas to be able to create roads that actually start and not break apart. Because these are the things that they're actually starting.
But it's taking from information that it already has. So
we haven't come up with the answer, so it's still creating. I'm saying.
So but from the information that has been given from us. So without the information that we gave it about chemicals, about this, it's connecting dots that we just haven't been able to clock. So we haven't clocked. Oh, so if I add 2 plus 8, it equals 10. We haven't clocked that. So it's gone, oh, you can add 2 and 8 together and that equals 10, by the way. But we're going, oh, so we have to add 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus, and then that you hit 5 times and that equals 10. But it's gone, no, 2 plus 8 equals 10. Or you could do 15 minus 5, that equals 10. And like we haven't clocked that pattern. So it's able to then do that in a way that we just haven't clocked it yet. But with time, we would then make them so things. But it's now accelerated that process because do you know what I'm saying? It's accelerated that process because it's able to do that because it's able to look at the information at a higher capacity. But it's not using any new information. We can, a musician can create a beat that's never been heard or a sound that's never been heard. a dancer can do a dance move that's never been seen before.
AI can create beats that's never been heard before.
What
Only
noises?
from the information that we give
But
it.
from information we've
Oh,
given
is that
it.
what you're trying to
It's
say?
from information we've given it.
Yeah. You're saying there
It's
always has
mixed
to
in
be a
and blended.
basis.
Yeah,
There
it
always
doesn't
has to
have
be a
that.
basis.
It just doesn't have that human.
We'll get there though.
it's
I
not
truly
mixing-
believe that.
it's not
I don't
mixing
believe
blended
that's going to be the
sounds.
case for
It
forever. Though.
can't.
That no, what you're saying
Because then that
it's not
means it
gonna-
has consciousness. Well, humans cannot create consciousness inside a artificial thing.
and that's not true. I've watched so much crap, bro. I'm not gonna come in with all the rubbish that I don't retain in my head, but I sit there. I drive up and down the country and watch podcasts daily. They really truly believe that we're gonna create a conscious being in the next 25 to 30
What they
years.
believe and what they're going to be able to do are two different things.
No. I hear what you're saying, but when you're starting to recreate woolly mammoths already, it's
but that's
stupid.
not, they're not well, I mean, they're recreating.
You
but
are
what they're doing,
recreating.
they're
You never had it on the earth while any of humans that have been here now are around. So you've just found a DNA strand and then built from that upwards.
But
so I'm saying artificial intelligence will remove us and then can maybe able to get DNA strands to
what you're
build
saying
us
is
from.
it's using the DNA strand. It didn't go, oh, we haven't got no DNA, we haven't got anything to use it, and
But
we're
that's the
going to
basis
create
in
it.
everything
but
in the
it's now
world.
created, but
That's the basis for everything in the world. There has to be something to hit to make that sound. I'm trying to say something has to be there for a human to interact with to make that. There was something originally here to make us. That's everything. There has to be a basis. Then I'm trying to go off in my head. Humans don't create anything out of nothing.
yes,
What?
like even our thoughts. Where'd that come
Somebody
from?
else has thought that before, usually.
Huh? But
And then it's a conscious of what your surroundings and your environment of where you usually have your thought process from. I'm just trying to say nothing is
no, but
created
you can
from
have
nothing.
an organic thought. You can have your own thought that nothing, like you can be exposed to an environment, like okay, and create your own thoughts from that. And you can obtain thoughts from nothing.
All right.
Whereas our AI cannot create a thought from nothing. It can't take a thought from nothing.
Okay. I just feel like it's gonna get there.
What are you gonna say, Darky?
I was going to say, I feel like what you're saying is obviously we're all connected to a consciousness, so that's where our thoughts are pulled from, right?
Yeah.
So we're then creating a consciousness for this AI to pull its thoughts from. So it's a similar thing, but on a lesser scale.
Yeah.
Whereas obviously we're lesser to a greater scale. So
Yeah.
that's how we think. So obviously to us, because we've created it, we're thinking it's a bit lesser than us at the moment. Do you know?
That's what I've been watching.
But it could be one and the same because it is of us. If we put enough of our likeness into it, it really depends.
I'll do my information, do my deep diving and thinking about what I've been watching and everything and listening to.
I think by then we would have ascended then past what we is now. Then
You hope.
Yeah, we should be far past where we're at now, but we're being kept in some next low vibrational state right now.
There'll be a group of people that probably will be, but the average people. Have you ever watched Elysium before?
No.
Cold film. So basically, we're all the rich all the rich Donnies and people that know about. I end up on like a huge spaceship just above the earth, and it spins and it's like luxurious up there.
Right.
And all the wrong uns and people that couldn't really afford to be able to get up there are down on earth.
Okay.
So that's the ascension. I'm saying.
Okay. Yeah.
They were the people that really know about it, and they will leave us, the ones that didn't really know and know the ins and outs of the AI and what it was doing to us in the background. I'm trying to say will be left down in here. That might get to a stage, bro. And I truly believe that it will happen in the Western worlds, not necessarily in, as you're saying, when you disappear into the rural backyard, we'll be fine.
Yeah. I think that could happen then if we don't allow, like, because I just think of like who I am as an individual, who the people I am around, and we ascend in it. We don't stay on like a stagnant frequency. So where we ascend, it's like there's no way that's ever going to be able to be creating from something that I can create from, because you're not tapped into the same things that I'm tapped into. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like-
they're just gonna force you. They're gonna pigeonhole you for the world around you to make you have to use it.
Yeah, I mean, they could try.
They will.
They could try.
They definitely will.
Try. They're not going to be able to. Man's limitless out here.
You're gonna have to. We use
That's
technology
limitless out
too
here.
much, like on a day-to-day basis, just to make our money. I'm saying
Yeah.
that's where they're gonna pigeonhole.
But then that's why we would have to
'Cause
then
they've
step
already
out of
created-
that society and then just build up something.
You're gonna have to try and build from scratch. Yeah, you're gonna have to go back to bartering systems. You're gonna have to get rid of money because that's where they're gonna go with the AI. It's gonna control that level of things.
No, but if you have your own society, then you have your own banking systems, you have your own finance systems, you have your own like government systems, you have your
But
own.
AI technology can hack these things, bro. What are we talking about? You're gonna have to use things that are physical. I'm saying
Yeah,
no longer passing money. I'm trying to say.
but then we could print. You can print your own money.
You're gonna have to go back to the gold standard.
Yeah,
do
that
Gold,
that's
silver,
what I'm
and
talking
bronze.
about.
Bonds, all that.
Let's go.
That you're gonna have to be moving in purely physical everything.
Yeah,
Physical.
That's how it should be anyway. What?
I don't
I
believe
agree
that.
with that.
I believe there's a bit. I believe really and truly when if humanity was a good place, we can do both. Like, but we're not a good place, obviously. But people want to have govern and power over somebody else. So therefore things they're not used for what they're meant to be used for. If you use AI for what it is meant to be used for, we can live alongside it and have a decent life.
By
No,
all
everyone
means,
could be living
definitely.
beautiful lives.
Exactly.
So
So
like, the way I
when you
use
said
AI,
physical should be it, no, I don't believe that. I think people need to use things correctly, obviously.
Yeah, but we only believe that because of the state
Yeah,
that
of what
we're
we're
in
in,
right
of
now.
what we're
That's
in.
why when you're saying that, we're like, nah. But then you're thinking about it from like a
How
broad
it should
spectrum.
be.
You're like,
How
nah,
it should
this
be.
is exactly
So it's
how
so
it is.
messed up, innit? Like how to think, well, we have to go away from it and start thinking everything has to be physical. I'm like, bro, we're deliberately creating this world of what we're in to make things easier. And there's so many men at the top that saying, yeah, it's easy for us.
No, but it doesn't have to, because like if you learn how to use it, like you're saying, if you learn how to use AI properly, then it doesn't have to be just easy for them. Like I've learned how to
That's
use
what I
AI.
said at the beginning
and
of the-
yeah, I'm
of the
agreeing
pod,
with you.
innit?
I'm agreeing with
Yeah.
you. I'm agreeing with you. Like with that bit, I fully agree. Like the way I use AI, bro, and the stuff that I'm able to do, like it's a joke,
Innit?
Like it's so like it automates systems. It's like a mentor and yet an employee
At the same
for my
time.
business. It's teaching me shit because it can see shit that I don't know. It has access to information I just haven't been even exposed to. So I tell it things, even stuff like, this is everything. This is everything that's going on within this, that, and the other. Tell me everything that I might be missing and give me any insights on things that I couldn't have even thought about yet. And then it will break it down. It's like, oh, and then I'll be like, ask it any questions you need to ask me any questions you need to ask me, so you can get further information and details about this stuff, so you can see where I'm missing, what I've not thought about, considered, and so forth. And then it then asks me loads of questions. I answer all those questions as much detail as I possibly can.
You use AI like that.
No.
Neither do I. I mean, that's crazy. Isn't
I'm
it?
like, this shit is like, it's a system. It is a automated system that has
I've not used ChatGPT once in my life.
greater information.
I haven't had to use it just yet, but most of my stuff is work as physical. Whereas if I was to be more where you are and in that aspect, then I'd have to use it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm working with bodies, so it's completely
Yeah,
different.
I'm working with machinery.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, and the water
Yeah.
and the
But
land.
you could even attach it to like stuff like the pod.
I'm going to.
Like,
I'm going
you
to
can
figure out a
even-
way to do it because literally, like, it got thrown to me the other day. So the interface went wrong. Well, it didn't go wrong. There's a few buttons were pressed on it while the session was going on here, and it wasn't recording people through the mic. It was recording the beat through the interface for some reason.
Yeah.
I called Joe, and Joe was like, "Yeah, just ask ChatGPT. We'll show him the interface." And I was like, "Bro, see how these Gen Z man." First thing they think in their head is ChatGPT. I said,
Hey, don't do that because I'm
come
a
out from
Gen
it.
Z. I'm a millennial.
Bro,
I'm a millennial.
I
Don't
said,
do
come
that.
out from it.
That would be a
I'm gonna press
common
buttons.
Well done, Joe.
No,
Well done.
no,
Well done.
no. Now I know
Use
how to
the
use
tools
it.
that you've got.
No.
Don't be hiding from. Don't be one of these old men. We've got these old
Bro,
people.
how is that old men?
When the phones came about, what was we doing?
How is that old men? How is that old men?
Let me land.
Me pressing buttons on the interface that's in front of me that the AI don't even know what interface it is, and I pressed the button that it went wrong in the first place. How dare I go find AI to fix my own problems that I pose myself? No, figure out your damn self. Figure out your damn self.
Figure out yourself.
Figure it out yourself.
Did you figure it out?
Use your
Yes,
own
I
brain.
did. Yes, I did. Within 3 minutes, I didn't. I have to download ChatGPT and then type in things on ChatGPT. What are you doing, fam?
Hold on. Do you use Google?
Yes, I do.
Why do you use Google?
Because I don't need to. I made the mistake
Answer the
myself.
question. Do you use Google?
Yes, I do.
Why do you use Google?
To things that I can't find out.
Okay, that's fair enough.
That's it. I lie. I love Google for things that I have no idea about.
So then
I will
use
go and
ChatGPT
find
for
it.
things you don't know about.
I will do that, but not to fix an interface that I pressed a button for. I was literally hey Tay, you need to do this, and he goes, oh bro, calls me from the yard. Fam, it's recording through the beat. No one can talk through the mic. I had to rework through my steps, innit? That's what it is. Not download ChatGPT. I've pressed a few buttons on my interface.
No one said you
And
had
it gives you maybe you've done this sequence and this sequence and this.
No, that's different. I thought as in you couldn't figure it out. You're stuck. You can't do nothing. And you're like, I'm not using this technology.
There's nothing in my There's nothing in my studio that I don't know how to figure out. So I'm thinking this is outrageous. I just had the thing working for 4 other sessions this week. That doesn't have.
Okay, no, that's different though.
You know what I mean? That's what I said. That's why when he told me ChatGPT, I felt disgusted. The same feeling that your what is it called again? Tell me again. I forget what it is.
design.
Human design. The same way it told me the feeling. I was like, oh.
That's it.
But let's say though, you're stuck on something for days that you need to.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean, bro. I
Okay.
just went for that situation.
Okay, cool. You're trying to be like one of these
For that
old people,
situation,
yeah.
bro.
Where you
Something
like.
hot. Method to drink there, bro.
You like one of these old people. You know when like the phone, they're like, oh, can you help me with my phone? And like you're like,
Just
You
do this,
had
do
this
this.
We're that age, bro.
This long.
We're that generation.
Like, why are you
Go
not
fix the
figuring
Wi-Fi
it
box,
out?
click it on and off in it, and we're the hero of the
Hero
house.
of the house. It's
Got
like, what?
HDMI
Unplug the
cable
thing.
in the wrong thing,
Yeah,
hero of
and
the
then
house.
yeah, change the thing.
We know, we're there.
I thought that's what you intended to.
No,
But with
no.
that ChatGPT, I'm
No,
like, nah, don't
I'm
do
not.
that, man.
I'm not.
do that.
I'm not using ChatGPT to say I've pressed a couple buttons on my interface.
Yeah, no, that's different.
No, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, no, figure it out. No,
Anyway.
that genuinely figure it out.
Yeah,
pattern,
100%.
pattern
I'm
up.
thinking the laziness. The laziness.
Critical thinking
That
skills,
will make you
memory
lazy
recall.
beyond belief.
lazy.
That's when we start to.
The way he
yeah.
come out with that quick, I was like, bro, this generation's finished. Sorry, Joe. You gotta see this. I did not use ChatGPT to fix that out. I hope you enjoyed your rave.
Yeah.
Yeah. On that note, I think we've done for this week, bro.
Yeah.
You got me hot there.
Yes.
Jeez. Yeah, we're gonna start doing more interaction with the people.
I got a question for you. Yeah. On that note, interaction with the people. Comment your favorite moment. Like, what was your favorite moment of the pod? Do you know what I'm saying? Any key points?
I think I've got to start chopping this up and start putting on Instagram this parts as well, because obviously people don't really watch long form yet, and they'll come, but I got to be able to get them on all platforms. So I'm gonna chop it up a little bit more. I'm gonna use other platforms to try and get the engagement up. You like that? Tell me if you like that too. If you don't, but yeah,
Cool.
Let me know your craziest conspiracy, and I'll tell you if it's rubbish or not.
yeah. We need that. I need that. You know, each week.
Why not?
Yeah.
I need to hear Darky's. We're gonna have a conspiracy episode.
Why not? Let's go.
I just
for
need
it.
you to just tell
Go
me
for all the
prior
bags.
to what we're going to talk about on the thing, so I can have a little bit of a basis to
Some
what I'm
readiness
coming
of what
into. You
we're
know what I
gonna be
mean? So I'm just going to be
bringing
like, boom, we're all mixed with monkeys.
I ain't no monkey.
I didn't say that.
I'm a dolphin nigga. I come from. I'm part of the Sands people. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
we
we
all
mix-
are, by the way.
mixed with
So,
dolphins.
yeah, I ain't no simian. You know what I'm saying? I'm no simian gene. I ain't got that in me.
Oh, I don't know, bro.
There's only certain
I got
people that
whale
do have that
gene.
in them. Do you know what I'm
I got whale
saying?
Gene.
You got whale gene?
Yeah,
Nah,
killer whale. Walker.
Just remember.
When I say
don't let
orca
you-
and-
remember, they don't let you talk to dolphins. There's a
Bro,
reason behind that.
is it? They don't let you talk to dolphins.
You're not meant to interact with dolphins. It's illegal to interact with dolphins.
Next time I go back to SeaWorld, I'm going to talk to the dolphin.
The free, especially not the free ones. The free ones, they do not want you interacting with the free dolphins. There's
Bro,
a
I'm not
reason
getting
behind
into this.
Yeah, it's true. It's
Pardon in
real.
the pun, I'm not diving into this.
Yes.
Till next week.
You're not taking this serious.